He is charged with driving drunk and killing his friend, but a Lake Geneva man still has a valid driver's license.
You're wondering how can that be? Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson reports it could be another loophole in Wisconsin's drunk driving laws.
Deep in the north woods of Oneida County, Wisconsin, the roads can be narrow and treacherous.
Very winding, very thin, only 2 lanes, a little bit hilly, definitely twisty.
It was on this stretch of Military Road in the town of Three Lakes that a young man's life ended.
There was 2 police officers standing at my door.
On June 10th, 2018.
They kept asking me to sit down. I said, no. What do you want? Why are you here? And they said they were sorry that there was an accident.
It is a nightmare.
No.
From which Austin Lockwood's mother will never wake.
I don't have a normal life anymore. This would be like the last album.
Sheila Lockwood raised 3 children as a single mom in McHenry, Illinois.
The snowmobiles, the ATVs, they had dirt bikes.
Austin was the oldest.
He was so comfortable in himself.
Self-confident, playful, athletic, and the one his mom says most likely to help out a friend.
He was just going out for the weekend.
This is the last picture taken of Austin, cleaning the gutters of a Northwoods, Wisconsin cabin owned by the family of his friend, 23-year-old Eric Laban. Later that night, the 2 young men went drinking at a lakeside tavern.
I guess they were only a mile from the cabin.
According to police, they were driving back at nearly 2 o'clock in the morning when Laban came speeding around a winding curve, lost control of his Chevy Trailblazer, and slammed into a tree with so much force it crushed the passenger side dash and door onto Lockwood, killing him. Laban survived.
He had a cut on his head is all.
He told a nearby homeowner he had swerved to miss a deer, then repeated that story to police.
Maybe if you were driving the speed limit on the right side of the road, I don't believe there was a deer.
Blood tests would later show Laban had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.117, and he was charged with a drunk driving related homicide, a crime that carries, among other things, a mandatory 5-year driver's license revocation. But 8 months after the crash, our investigation finds Laban is still getting behind the wheel.
Knowing that he's hopping in and out of his vehicle like nothing happened, it's frustrating. It breaks my heart.
And he's doing so with a valid Wisconsin driver's license.
What's wrong with this picture?
State Representative Jim Ott has been a longtime advocate of strengthening the state's drunk driving laws. He has ensured that the 4th offense is a felony and that offenders cannot get behind the wheel without their court-ordered ignition interlock device.
We've made some progress.
But he says every time they close one loophole in the law, he learns about another one.
Is this something that the judge could have taken care of, or is this something that we have to look at legislatively?
In Laban's case, the issue begins with his alleged refusal to submit to a blood test shortly after the crash.
I mean, refusal's a refusal.
Under Wisconsin law, if you fail a breath or blood test, your license is automatically suspended for 6 months. Refuse, and your license is revoked for a full year. However, you have a right to a hearing first, and in Laban's case, that hearing has yet to happen because it's connected to a homicide case that is still pending 8 months later.
What message does that send to a drunk driver when they ask, do you want to take a test?
Refuse.
If there's something in our statutes that could be fixed to avoid cases like this, I'm certainly willing to pursue it.
For Sheila Lockwood, the unchecked driving privilege is just another slap in her tear-stained face.
And you're just walking around like nothing happened. And we're sitting here broken.
2 weeks after the crash, Eric Laban was photographed with friends who were laughing, drinking, and doing shots together.
I was trying to figure out, how do I breathe? How do I get through my day?
And he's at a party.
And he's at a party.
Laban tells Fox 6 it was a friend's graduation party, his first time out of the house since the crash, and that he did not personally consume any alcohol. But that's little consolation to Austin's mother.
I feel like he doesn't care, but I don't know.
6 months after the party, as Laban graduated from college, his family gushed on social media about his incredibly bright future.
I was angry. Austin graduated May 12th, and he had a really bright future too. And that was taken away from all of us.
Laban's path has yet to be decided. If he's convicted, he is likely to spend some amount of time in prison. But Austin Lockwood's fate has already been decided.
Austin was up there helping someone and paid for it with his life, and we're stuck here with a life sentence without him.
Eric Laban has no prior drunk driving convictions, and he has pleaded not guilty to the homicide charge. If convicted, he faces a maximum of 25 years in prison, but no minimum, and that is something Representative Ott would like to change. He recently introduced legislation that would create a 5-year mandatory minimum sentence for a drunk driving related homicide. In the newsroom, Brian Polson, Fox 6 Investigators.